Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana, Hannah Montana.
Well, in case niggas were wondering, now they know.
Yeah, cause I love Molly, I love white, I love white, I love. She be twerking, 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 so the whole damn night. Hannah Montana.
Why? Just why?
You know why? Cause she be twerking on top of my phantom. And that's really cool when you say that. You know the thing on the side, chat box.
Yeah.
When the mouth comes up, it actually
When the
goes
mouth
in
comes,
sync with you twerking on top of my phantom.
when the mouth comes up, it is pretty insane.
Welcome, guys, to another DGL Breakthrough Playoffs game between Glaciem Esports, FrostByte, and SSG Tetris. I'm saying D. Snare. Join the Stopping rolls, man.
Well, apparently I'm Snare. Oh,
I should have actually
goodness.
said I'm Hannah Montana.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, you are Hannah Montana. I'm gonna refer to you as Hannah Montana for the foreseeable future. In
Alright, cool. I'm down with being Hannah Montana.
yeah, in any event, hopefully it looks like we'll have a good match on the way. And right from the bat, all the teams know what's up. First ban Doom, first ban Lycan. Same time, you don't want to mess around with those heroes.
Ban Doom, ban Lycan, because never. Especially because SSG Tetris, they're on the Radiant side, so they know, nope, not giving away the dire Lycan.
Yeah.
Glaciem is like, we're not just giving away Doom in general,
Yeah.
and they're not giving away Faceless Void in general. So, do you think you're going to see a Rasta ban, Death Prophet, or a Razor ban? What do you think we'll see this game? Or maybe even a Pandem and Brewmaster?
Hell, we could see the Brewmaster being banned out. But I think SSG is looking to ban out the push from what I'm well, Lycan isn't really indicative of trying to ban the push, but they might want to ban the push altogether. So we might see
Yeah,
we might see Rasta being banned out, or even DP for that matter.
DP or Rasta, I hope one of those heroes get banned out. From what we've seen in the past, SSG Church is not a team that really plays the best against pushing lineups. They
Yeah.
like to fight and they want to fight as much as possible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Glaciem Esports, they seem actually more comfortable with the split pushing. So they ban the Panda, so yeah. SSG is like, nope, not that today.
Ooh, and Razor gets picked up.
First pick Razor. First pick Razor reveals really nothing about where your lineup is going, because Razor can go anywhere, he can do whatever he wants. And it's always, no matter what you are, difficult to deal with the Razor. And the Tide Hunter immediately being picked up for specs.
I don't know about that pickup as a response to the Razor, because Razor kind of, depending on the lineup that he's pulled in with, he kind of deals reasonably okay with Tide Hunter.
In some scenarios, most of the time actually beats Tide Hunter. I think they're banking on the Razor being in the mid lane. But it looks like actually SSG are planning to push. They pick up the Man Bear
Wow.
Pig Shadow Shaman.
They pick up
Very
the
quickly
They
after
pick
the
up the
Tide
Mambe
Hunter.
Pig Shadow Shaman, but you look over at Glaciem Esports. I mean, you see Jakiro and the immediate thought is they want to fight, but Jakiro actually is a brilliant pusher with Liquid Fire on top of Razor with the Eye of the Storm. They may also be trying to go into pushing.
Yeah, as soon as the Eye of the Storm, once a Razor picks up his Aghanim Scepter, there's a lot of push that can come from them.
Yeah.
So I think they're looking to do that. And they ban the Nature's Prophet because they're like, no, we see Rasta, we're just going to ban pushing heroes because hell no.
But
But
yeah,
that leaves one, like you said, who's pushing and who's fighting between the two? What do you think?
I don't know, cause both teams can push, can fight. I mean, Shadow Shaman, yes, typically he's a pusher, but he fights just as well. On top of having a Tide Hunter, then Jakiro, typically a fighter, Razor typically a fighter, but both heroes just as great at pushing.
Okay, it's very clear that Glaciem thinks, or Glaciem wants to fight. Or actually, wait, it could be that Glaciem actually wants to push as well. But they're banning out all the pushing heroes for SSG. SSG is very clear that they want to fight. They ban a Bad Rider, they want to be picked off. They ban the Panda, so they don't want to be disjointed in the fight. So they definitely want to fight. So the Rasta is a fighting Rasta, not a pushing one. So probably only going to see the Shadow, the Master one will only be level up to maybe level 7. Going to be that max Ether Shock, that max damage build.
I don't know. I look at the Bat Rider pickup ban, and I always question to myself, how strong is Bat Rider really in this current patch? I mean, he's fallen off grace very hard.
Normally he's not very strong, right? But if you see a Jakiro in the game, you're like, no, ban Bad Rider.
Fair enough, fair enough.
You know, Ice Path on top of Sticky Napalm, on top of the Firefly damage, is just like, no, just let's get rid of this hero. And especially because there's a Razor in the game. Imagine being dragged close into a Razor. That's the last thing you want on Earth.
Yeah, pretty much. That in that sense, the Bad Rider ban certainly makes sense.
Oh, definitely SSG on a fight. They ban out the Mirana, so they don't want to be initiated upon, and they don't want that disengage from the Mirana Moonlight Shadow. So they're definitely going into fighting. So we might actually see them pick up something, maybe even like an Alchemist, a Lifestealer, or maybe even please give TA, give Wally TA.
We might see a TA. Wraith King for some reason has still been ignored for the most part. We might see Wraith King being picked up. I look at Glaciem though might actually. I mean, we have a Tidehunter pickup. And the Mirana's being banned out. They might actually decide, okay, we need some disengage. Let's get ourselves a hero like Centaur Warrunner, for example, coming out on Glaciem Esports.
The Centaur would be fantastic right now for their team. You know what would be a really good synergy? If they could actually pick themselves up a Tiny, a hard carrying Tiny, and then a solo mid Razor. Once the fight start breaking out, they could easily fight into it. But Ancient Apparition being picked up, coupled with the Tidehunter, that's very dangerous. And immediately Glaciem Esports respond with the Viper.
Oh my god,
this is gonna be action packed.
The laning phase coming out. At least looking at the cores, the laning phase for Glaciem Esports looks quite strong actually.
Yeah, a lot of kill possession of all the heroes. Who do you think is going mid, Razor or the Viper? Because both of them traditionally either go mid but sometimes they go carry. They go the safe lane farmer route.
I think it depends on what they're trying to achieve with each of these hero pickups. I mean, I look at the Viper. If they're looking for kill potential in the Viper, they might send the Viper to the safe lane, because the safe lane up against the Tidehunter, he's gonna have. I mean, both heroes, Razor and and the Viper, do well against Tidehunter, but Viper a little bit more so than the Razor.
Oh, Ember Spirit being picked up for the mid lane. So they're probably anticipating that's gonna be a Viper, and immediately Weaver being picked up.
Oh,
so everybody
goodness.
wants to fight. Nobody has time for this pushing nonsense.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay, I look at the Ember Spirit pickup and I'm like, Ember Spirit, typically you do get to see him being picked up with the Tidehunter, as those two synergize pretty well. You got Ravage going out, you got the Sleight of Fist going out, Searing Chains. So yes, Ember Spirit in that regard is a pretty good pickup. But you look at what he's going up against. He's going up against Razor, Viper, and Weaver. Those cores, all three ranged cores, all three kind of work well up against the Ember Spirit.
It's all very good in that regard. And SSG, they ban out the Disruptor because they're like, okay, it's clear that Glaciem's going as much team better as we are, and the Disruptor will really mess us up. Glaciem banning out the Mag. So if you ban Mag, right, that means you're either anticipating
a safe lane Ember Spirit for the first part.
Yeah, you're anticipating a safe lane Ember Spirit, or you're considering picking up a Silencer or a Nyx Assassin, or even crazier, going solo mid with the Draw Ranger.
Ooh, good lord. Oh my goodness. We have ourselves a global initiation.
Hold on top of the AS Plus and an Undying picked up by
oh my god. The amount of fighting.
On top of the Fire of the Storm.
Oh my god. The amount of fighting that's gonna happen in this game. I mean, you've got Tombstone, Macropyres, Eye of the Storm, and then on the flip side, you've got Ravage, Ice Blast, Haunt, Sleight of Fist. Oh my god. I don't even know who I give the edge to looking at these lineups right now. I think, okay, actually, yes. I think for the most part, in the earlier stages, I would give the team that has the Viper and the Razor and the Undying the edge, because Spectre needs farm to get online. Ember Spirit needs a little bit more farm to get online. I guess the only guys who really get online much earlier coming out from SSG Tetris would be the Tidehunter, the Shadow Shaman, and essentially the Ancient Apparition. But I'd say the cores coming out from Glaciem Esports get online a little bit earlier.
Get online a little bit earlier. They hurt a lot earlier as well.
Yes, they do.
At every section of the game, until only in the ultra late game can and like the Viper's damage become kind of manageable. But Razor at every stage of the game is always a problem to deal with. Jakiro as well, it's always a real issue. The ice part is a real zoning too. So it's going to be a very interesting game. It looks like they actually might choose to they're going in a aggressive tri-lane. Viper, Razor, a Viper, Jakiro, and Undying. So it's a farming Viper.
And that gives a lot of space to Deathy over on the Weaver. Because he'll be dealing solo up against Specs. So that should give him a lot of space to secure some farm for himself.
Yeah, it's going to be not going to be the easiest thing in the world for Specs to outfarm the Weaver.
Yeah.
But neither of them, like, Tyrant only kills very early on a couple of heroes, but in general, he's just going to be surviving. Deathy shouldn't really die, and especially once he's level 6. So he'll be fine. And it's a defensive try versus aggro try. The kill potential coming from the bottom lane for SSG right now is Spectre level 1 is pretty much garbage until about level 7 with some farm. So there's pretty much no kill potential in this lane as of yet.
Yeah.
But the whole time, let's just run through the lineups quickly. On the side of Glaciem Esports on the Dire, we have Kill Secure playing on the support Undying, Ray's playing on the Jakiro, Relic playing on the hard carry Viper, Milzy on the solo mid Razor, and on the top lane Deathy playing the safe lane, or technically off lane Weaver.
And over on SSG Tetris on the Radiant, we've got Specs playing up the off lane Tidehunter. Over in the mid lane, we've got Wally playing up the solo mid Ember Spirit. We've got Mambe Pig on the Shadow Shaman. Over on the bot lane, we've got Bone Doggy playing up the Ancient Apparition, and we have Electron playing that safe lane farming Spectre.
If this game goes late, Glaciem is gonna have a difficult time.
Very difficult time. I mean, if there's one hard carry that's hard to contend with going into the late game, it's definitely a Spectre. Definitely a Spectre. On top of the fact that he's coupled with an Ember Spirit.
Yeah, man. Double Battle Fury. We have double. We'll probably might even have double crits. It's gonna be way too much. And what's really sad, look at the Sentry and look at the range of this Observer Ward.
Oh,
just
missing
outside.
it out. Just missing out.
That's sad.
That is tragic. I think right now it shows how supports are evolving in terms of their awareness of the game in general. And look now, they're actually pulling off the D ward themselves.
Yeah. So now they actually get the D ward, and now there's no vision here for Tetris. And if they try to come in here, there's very much good potential. But however, obviously Relic is going to be farming hard, and Electro only has one last hit. So traditionally you expect your offensive trident to be getting a lot of kills, right? But when you're up against Spectre, if you're running an aggro try against Spectre, all you want to do really is just to ensure that she doesn't get farm, and you'll be happy with life. That's all you really want. I don't think they really even care about killing anyone. Yeah,
and the bigger thing is Relic with farm will probably get online much quicker than Electron on the Spectre. So even if they don't get kills, which might leave their supports a little under leveled in that regard, even if that doesn't happen, the cores are getting online much faster.
A lot faster. And how often do you see it? Look in the mid lane. Razor losing a mid lane battle to a melee hero. When does this happen? This doesn't happen. This is not real life.
It's almost unheard of, man. It's almost unheard of. I mean, he's not losing handedly, but he is definitely losing that battle.
Razor, normally you want to be way ahead. And I'm surprised actually we haven't seen Milzy proc off his static link just yet. He's still sitting on full mana. So if you use static link, you'll probably very easy. Okay, look, gets a bit closer to Wally. He might try to use it now. There we go. Static link going on to Wally. Just gonna lead him a bit, not too much.
Yeah, I think him not using the static link is part of why Wally is actually getting the upper hand in terms of the CS war over on the mid lane.
Yeah. That's a big factor. And look at top lane. Spec smashing Deathy.
I don't even. I don't even. Do we point this down? Do we put this down to mechanics? Because I mean, Deathy is sitting there solo. He should be able to get farm at the very least. If Specs is good enough to get us last hits, that's one thing. But for Deathy to be beaten this handedly by Tidehunter on his Weaver is a little scary.
I think it has to do with the level, what he leveled up. Normally when you go up against Headhunter, you want to level up actually the Swarm instead of just going Gemini attack.
Yeah.
So that you can you go one level Sakuchi and then a couple of levels into the Swarm, just to force him to actually move back to remove the bugs. But it looks like on the bottom there might be a small engagement. Decay going on to Bond. No, just to zone him out, nothing more.
Ooh,
now
those poison attacks.
Poison attacks onto Electro. But he's taking a lot of damage from the tower. Spectral Dagger going out on him. Are they going to move forward? No.
Do they have a salve
a
for
bit
him?
closer to could have been Shackles.
I think, yeah, they do have a salve, so he should be fine.
Electron, 5 last hits, 4 minutes into the game on a hard carry Spectre.
That-
Yo. Relic has 4 times as many last hits. Jeez,
Life is hard for Spectre. Life is hard. Oh, Ice Path going out, catching all 3. Electron's gonna lose his life.
First blood. Now, Bondog actually might also there's going to be another kill for him. So 2 kills going very quickly with Glaciem Esports.
Going the way of Ray. That's a very farm support. That's a very farm hero.
But most importantly, if Electron was the first blood, that's
yeah. That's tragic. Yeah. Because now this with Viper being involved, this is definitely gonna have a snowball effect going into this tri lane.
Yeah. It's gonna be very difficult at any point in the game for Electron to come, because it's gonna take him a while to get online, especially because 6 lost hits. That's what's he supposed to do? He's still got level 3. He's pretty much a full level behind Relic.
There's nothing.
What's he supposed to do?
It's wow. I think, what does he actually do? Because staying in this lane is actually at his own peril. Because if he stays in that lane, he might be in a world of trouble. But it looks like we've got a smoke rotation coming out from Bone Doggy and Mambe Pig. Can they actually take down Mulzi? Can they actually take down Mulzi?
If Wally fully commits, I think they can, and I think they're gonna want to try to commit for this now. But smoke is pop. Oh, he misses the steering chains. He misses the title for steering chains. Oh, that's tragic. That is tragic.
And there's a counter
I think that would
smoke.
have been a guaranteed kill.
There's a counter smoke coming out from Ray Ray. Ray Ray's looking to force something.
There's no remnant for Wally right now.
Oh.
Ice Path. Catch on Wally just on the periphery. Now,
Ooh, but a hex.
One more right leg. Actually, he actually managed to bring down the Razor. Ooh, okay.
And that's with Ray Ray committing into his own smoke rotation. So in that respect, SSG pulling out ahead.
Putting very much ahead. But you know who's the happiest person right now?
Oh, Ray Ray being shackled up. He may lose his life. There goes an Ice Vortex. The Ice Path does miss, but looks like he'll be safe unless they decide to commit to him. He pulled out a salve, so he will be healing a bit. And Electron's trying to go on him. There goes the Spectral Dagger missing completely, and that is time wasted coming out for Electron. So no time spent on the last hits. And once again, Electron's not the happiest carry right now. I mean, he's 5th from the bottom, man. That's not a happy place to be as a Spectre.
7 minutes and he still only has 6 last hits. However, that amount of time that they were there, there was still 4 heroes down at the bottom lane. So Wally got some farm. He has his full power trace, has a bottle. Probably going to moving into the drums very soon.
Yeah.
But I'm very worried about Electron. And Relic right now, 40 last hits.
Okay, here's the big thing though. Here's the big thing. I mentioned that there'll probably be a snowball effect from the engagement that happened down bot, where Relic was involved in 2 kills, going the way of Ray Ray, right? Yeah. I think they can't keep the game passive even with the lead they've accrued. They need to keep the pressure on, because they don't want this game being stretched out. That's definitely not something they want.
It's the last thing they want at this point in time. It looks like Death is actually caught up to form, but in the bottom lane, actually, Tombstone being dropped off Electron in a world problem. Ice Path being caught up, actually hits him. He dies right now, and he's the only one in the bottom lane. There was no help. They might actually be able to send this into a tier 1 tower. Liquid Fire hitting this out. There's a catapult as well. This is definitely a tier 1 tower.
Smoke going mid. Looks like they want to get something down on mid. They even proc the cold feet. But Mulzi being a little bit wiser. He actually plays a little bit more defensive. And that's a tower.
And
that's a tower going
tower
the way.
bottom lane.
And he got the last hit, Relic, so he'll be very happy with that.
Do you think he's gonna rush the eggs? He's got 1800 gold right now. Or do you think he's going the traditional?
Oh,
Or
he's got Searing Chains going out mid.
lane? Now they're gonna bring him down. Yeah, for once, actually, the rotation finally works. They've tried this a few times, but they get it right this time.
Yep.
They get their kill. Wally backed himself off. Oh,
But
there's a region route. That's nice.
But I must admit, they took a lot of time trying to get that kill off.
Yeah, that took quite a while. And in the time that they were doing that, there was no support for the other lanes. And now Deathy, actually, he's finally beating the Tide Hunter. Very soon, he's got Proud Trade. He's gonna buy a Ring of Health right now. He's gonna be moving into that Lincoln Sphere very soon.
Yeah.
And then once that happens, the game gets even more difficult for SSG. And especially for Electron. Still 6 lost hits. 9 minutes into the game. Hasn't gotten a single lost hit in 5 minutes.
That's your hard carry, man. If your hard carry is not getting farm, especially when your hard carry is a Spectre, he might end up being a liability going into the mid game and even the late game if it even gets to that. Because the question is, how is he even going to get farm now?
There's not a way. And now that they're taking the tier 1 town on the bottom lane, there's even less opportunity for him to actually get the farm that he requires. So I don't know what he plans to do. The only way I can imagine is that if Wally gets really farmed,
Yeah.
and starts doing so much damage that they have to focus him more, and then Electron can finally find ways to farm and get himself up to his items, get that Vanguard, get that Radiance maybe, or probably just get that Diffusal Blade, because he needs to fight and fight soon.
Yeah. Now I think the storyline for SSG Tetris right now is Wally. What a lot is resting on Wally's shoulders. They need to make sure he gets fat because obviously Electron right now is falling way behind the mark.
Yeah. Nothing for Electron to do. And now Specs is here. He's got Ravage.
Ooh, looks like you may get a
Ravage. Ravage catching on two. Tombstone be dropped off here. Relic, someone said that he dies right now. And then now the Shackle's going to Kill Secure. A lot of damage. We're actually Mandarin Pig drops as well. Milsey doing a lot of damage. Kill Secure, someone still alive. Ankle Smash going on to Milsey. The Storm doing a lot of damage. Searing Chains going on to Milsey. But there's still a Tombstone still bouncing around. Now, Milsey is chasing forward. Plasma Field doing a lot of damage. We have a horse coming through. They might actually want to go into onto Milsey, but the Storm actually destroys the illusion before anything can happen. And Electron actually finally finding himself some space, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what they need. Space for Electron to farm.
Yeah, now he looks like he's getting back on the farming board.
At long last. Now he's sitting out. He was 6 like right now, and now he's almost at 20. So it's corrected the errors of his life.
Yeah, I think a bigger problem now is the lineup coming out from Glaciem. Yes, they've got cores that get online early.
Yeah.
But you look at the guys that they have. They actually don't just have access to fighting. They have a lot of access to split pushing and pushing in general. So that's going to be another worry coming out for SSG Tetris.
A huge worry coming out of them. And now Milsey picked up his mechanism. So there's a lot more sustain coming out of them. I mean, look at Relic. Relic, he actually does look like he was rushing, like I said earlier, he's rushing that Aghanim Scepter. Aghanim's at this stage of the game for Viper, before 20 minutes, that's a real issue to deal with.
That's a very
and he's probably
big
gonna
issue.
get it. Weaver has enough money for his perseverance. Actually looks like he's sending the courier to the secret shop to buy it.
Oh,
Actually,
could be a dead. No, he'll be fine.
see.
It's still level 1. It's still level 1.
Let's see.
Nah, he'll be fine.
Like, if it was level 2, he'd be dead though.
Yeah, if it was level 2, he would be dead.
Way dead. And now, ooh, Deathy! Oh, that's his courier. I thought he found the enemy courier. That would have been sad.
That would have been very, very sad. But in the meantime,
like now
the push
midnight.
commences. The push commences. More momentum is being garnered the way of Glaciem Esports. So it's worrying. It's very worrying.
Radiant's middle tower has
The game is still, it's not over yet. Very much in the balance.
Yeah, it's still very
Although, if
much
you look
in
at the
balance.
graphs,
The graph
I'll probably
says an interesting story. The gold graph is sitting at 5k in their favor, and yes, the XP graph is not that much different. Just shy of 250 going the way of Glaciem Esports, but the gold graph does tell an interesting tale. I think it's down to the fact that the cores over on Glaciem Esports have gotten a lot out of their lanes versus the cores over on SSG Tetris.
a lot more has been gotten. Look at the net worth. 6k and 5.3 respectively, and it's the two heroes that you don't want to be giving farm to in the early game. Sure, the Razor's just behind the Ember Spirit, so Wally definitely won his lane, right?
Yeah.
But at this point in the game, it does really matter, because it's going to take a long time until the battlefield comes out from Wally. That's going to be the closest time he can really be effective. But it looks like actually Glaciem not going to give him that time. They want to commit a push into a tier 2 tower.
Oh, got a few right click battle going out here between Wally and Deathy. But
now that's happening actually. Ice Blast catches on 3. Ooh, steering chains. We have actually, ooh, Deathy, he might actually be dead. Wally, oh, if Wally had chased forward, he probably would have gotten that kill.
whew,
Doesn't get it though. Ravage is ready. Moldy,
chilling touch being
Relic,
procced.
Ray Rays.
So they
They're gonna
definitely
go
want
for
to
it.
defend.
Yeah, at least if they think better of it, they're like, you know what, let's just back off.
Okay, here's another
Take it easy.
here's another tale of the lineup coming out from Glaciem Esports. I think the big thing is, yes, going into the late game, a farmed Spectre and a farmed Ember is going to be scary. I think another scary thing coming out from Glaciem Esports, which kind of makes them a contender even in the late game as well. They've got Millsy who's looking to tank up. If he tanks up, he's going to be running interference with kill secured and pretty much Relic. That is going to be a problem because in the backlines, Deathy is going to be causing a lot of havoc if he keeps getting farm on his Weaver.
And right now, sitting on, so he's gonna have his ult open up at 700 gold. Ice Path, Ice Blast going out, gonna catch on 3. Oh, Ravage as well being committed. Actually managed to bring down Ray Rays. Moses now gonna be in trouble. He gets a double kill for Specs. Wherever the Viper Strike going on to Wally, so they're trying to bring him down. Horns coming in from Electron. He's gonna come in himself. But Electron is here. Relic in a lot of world of trouble.
Deathy is here.
There's no anchor
Deathy.
smash. Bring down Bone Doggy. Bone Doggy's already dead. And now look at Electro. He's chasing down kill, but Likotsky is just so damn tanky. He actually managed to bring down. Ooh, the Dispersion actually getting the kill. Regen in the mid lane. Electron is gonna try to go for it. He goes for it, but then now he throws out a dagger strike to try and make sure. Oh, he actually runs himself onto the high ground. Gets hit by the swarm, but he actually should die from this.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
a
gonna.
dead man. That's
Oh no, he lives. He lives. Oh no.
There's no Viper strike.
And Specs is here.
actually comes in.
What is
Anchor smash, but Specs actually gonna lose his life though.
Relic might die.
Ice Blast.
Relic falls to the Ice Blast.
Mass Serpent was actually now the one might want to try to bring down Ray Ray. Now they're just forcing them down. Electron by some miracle still alive.
Wow. That is
Just wow.
Ice Path going out, catching him. Macropire as well. So now he can't do. Oh, and he actually gets out as well.
I don't know
Goodness.
what's happening actually. Deathy managed to actually bring down Manbepig. He ran through the smash up on walls because he knew they wouldn't expect that, and he got the
Yeah.
kill.
See, that's the thing.
Okay, if
That's the thing about Deathy, man. Deathy's gonna get out of control if the game goes the way that it's going. Yes, it's not a complete snowball for Glaciem, but if Deathy keeps getting the farm, I mean, he's already got his ultimate orb now. He'll soon have his Lincoln Sphere soon, and he'll be going into damage, and that's gonna be very scary.
once he gets the damage going, it's going to be... Actually, I think the problem's going to mainly come once they get that Lincoln Sphere on him. How do they intend to deal with him? I mean, Relic already has the Aghanim set. Look at that 900 range on the thing. And then now Ice Path hits on Milsey. Tombstone being propped off, and now Plasma Field is going to catch on Specs. No, it doesn't manage to do so. Just a couple of right clicks, they zone them out.
I think they're more interested with the tower, actually.
Yeah, they want that tower. They want it today, sir. Today.
Indeed. The question
One
is,
thing we
can
actually
they get
haven't-
it though?
I don't... Specs actually doesn't have Ravage. Oh, he has Ravage in 5 seconds. If you look at the range of that Nether Strike,
Jeez, man.
it's ridiculous. One thing I've actually spoken about is look at Wally's form right now. He's got the Perseverance. He's not that far from the Broadsword. And so very soon Ice Pot, actually. Oh, look at the Ice Pot. Electron. He comes with the horns. Relic taking way too much. Mills actually will also be now. Ravage procs. Hits on 3. We already lost Relic. And now Mills is going to be next for Gush hitting him down. And then now he gets stunned up. It's very slow. But one more right click should be enough to bring it down. Double kill for Specs. Death is on a killing spree actually. He managed to get double kill. He brought down the two supports. Bone Doggy and Man Pig already dead. Now he might be wanting to go for Wooly. One more right click. Would it be a Gemini attack hit?
Yes, it is.
Kill for Jetty. And now he's going for the Electron, but he has to give himself a time lapse. He's just gonna run away.
So
3 for 3.
it was actually a 4 for 3. Jakiro also fell in the fray, but
Oh yeah, I forgot for the ice part at the
but
moment.
still,
Yeah.
that was a win going Tetris's way for sure. And I mean, you look at the tower. The tower didn't go down as well, so they defended the tower. And if they can keep getting exchanges like that, they'll delay the game enough. But I still worry about Deathy, man. I still worry about Deathy. Deathy is getting a little bit out of control. I mean, you look at that team fight. That team fight was lost handedly in favor of SSG until Deathy came in the fray.
Yeah. As soon as Deathy got involved, it became like Vader got the tower, and now Deathy actually has a Lincoln Sphere. Going to be building it. He's halfway to the first Mithril Hammer for that Desolator.
Yeah.
So once that starts to happen, and looks like actually Electron still doesn't have enough gold to pick up his Vitality booster to finish off his Vanguard. Now he knows the gank is coming. He has to get himself out of here right now.
Yeah, the pings were going out. The pings were definitely going out.
He makes it out. He's cool. He's fine.
Okay.
Oh, he's actually very smart. So smart. Goes bottom to farm.
Okay, here's another big problem for Tetris right now, specifically for the Spectre. Not so much the Ember Spirit, because Wally on the Ember Spirit has decent farm. The problem right now is Glaciem is trying to choke out their farming territory. I mean, they've been taking towers left, right, and center. We're 20 minutes in, and we're already almost losing the second tier 2 of the game.
Yep. 20 minutes in. Second tier 2 take a lot of damage, and what's really scary is that 20 minutes into the game, right? The Weaver. Oh, actually, wait. Is he building BKB?
Wait. I'm actually surprised he goes for a BKB. I think it's if he's going for the BKB, it's counterintuitive to be building a BKB after going for the Lincoln Sphere, considering that their lineup, as strong as it is, I wouldn't give it the edge in the late game up against the Spectre and the Ember Spirit combo.
Yeah. So I'm not sure about that. The BKB being brought up, because I think right now he needs damage more than anything else. Unless it's going to be a crazy game where I don't know. Oh, actually, look at the top lane.
Ice Path
being blocked off. Man Bat already being blocked. Ravage catching on 4 and now doing a lot of damage. Ice Path coming out. Ice Blast, sorry, hitting on Radic. 3 for 0 already. Now kills the catch on himself away. Is he going to try to stab the career? No, he's just going to run himself away. Man Bat the only on the 4 on the side of SSG Tetris, and now it's a 3 for 1. Sorry.
And now the power coming out from that combo is making itself felt. I mean, if the moment the Ice Blast catches more than one, you've got a problem, because you've got a Horde coming in, you've got the Sleight of Fist coming out from Wally, and that is a devastating combination of things.
It's really strong. So, like you were saying earlier in the draft, the later this game goes, the more delayed they keep it, the stronger SSG becomes.
I mean, and if this keeps happening, then Deathy's damage output might just become a non-factor regardless of how much damage he's dealing.
Yeah. Electron is gonna just seconds late.
They just missed him by seconds there.
That would have been unfortunate if he died, though.
Indeed, it would have been. Okay, here's an interesting story. For the most part, Glaciem have been keeping a relatively okay lead. It was at 7.5, but it's now dipping back. I mean, it's almost at almost 5.5, 750. It's still in favor of them, but it is dipping the other way. And you look at the XP graph. The XP graph is telling a different story. It's 3k in favor of Tetris, actually.
Way in favor of Tetris because of the levels, yeah?
Yeah, man.
So, another thing. Now, Wally, Battle Fury.
And they have the mech over. They have the mech. Oh, Viper Strike going out onto Wally. Wally may be in a world of trouble, but he actually just walks out. But yeah,
gets himself out.
Okay, they now have a mech on the Tidehunter, so that's cool.
Is that enough though? Blink Ravage only in 25 seconds. Look how deep death he is diving. This guy does not care.
That's the thing, man. That's the power of a Weaver.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But they always need to be wary of the Ice Blast, man. The Ice Blast is such a great tool to dissuade them from trying to go high ground.
Yeah, you can't really push high ground to the Ice Bar, especially when you know for a fact that there's still mass up in wards. You should know by calculating the timers. Ravage just cooled down. Wally there as well. So what do you do?
Wally's
do
big.
you think they should try to fight this?
I don't think they should. I don't think they should go high ground just yet. I mean, in the meantime, Electron's being a menace over on the bot lane, trying to split push, trying to get himself some farm. So I don't know, man. Do you reckon he's going for an AC?
Probably an AC. I can't see him picking up a Mecha so into game. It's very odd to see in the Spectre going the AC right now. I'd have actually preferred him to go the Diffusal Blade, considering the amount of magical damage coming out of Glaciem at the moment.
Yeah.
And he's very far. He's not going to get BKB anytime soon. So I think Diffusal probably would have been the best choice. But probably, yeah, definitely an AC. I think he wants to tank up a bit.
Yeah, I can certainly understand his misgivings about just going for damage right now. Looks like we might have an engagement. There goes a Sleight of Fist, and some Searing Chain stops the chain of initiation coming out from these guys. He remnants out, and he stops the smoke engagement that would have coming out from Glaciem Esports.
Without Wally on this Ember Spirit, this game would have been incredibly difficult for SSG at the moment.
Indeed. Yeah, man. As we mentioned, a lot is on his shoulders, and he's certainly carrying that weight right now.
Living up to his potential, man.
Electron might be in a world of trouble right now.
He should TP out, try to TP out right now. Okay, he's gonna use a dagger, run into the trees. They know where he is though. He's gonna TP on time.
Where's the Ice
No
Path?
stuns.
Oh, no stuns at all.
No stuns. No stuns. Game is difficult, man.
Yeah, man, and that's another big problem coming out on Glaciem's lineup. The only key disable they have is the Ice Path.
Yeah. There's nothing else they can do. Oh, Ice Blast catches on 5. That's
Catches all of them.
Can't push anymore.
Yeah, man, this ancient aberration is going to be quite obnoxious in how his Ice Blast is working. But in the meantime, they actually still want to make sure they get some towers, because that's what they have going for them. They have territory, they have a gold advantage. They just want to make sure they keep the momentum, because if they keep the momentum, they don't give SSG Tetris enough space to come back into the game.
It's very odd actually that he hasn't started buying items for his Aghanim himself there. Should see him buy the point booster and at least these belts of Giant Strike for extra tank ability.
Yeah.
And look at Electron. Once again, farming like our boss.
Never mind Electron. In the meantime, Specs on the Tidehunter took down the mid tower, so they're getting back a decent amount of territory, and that is a worry for Glaciem, because as I mentioned, their lineup may be good at going to the mid game, even the later stages of the mid game, and hell, for the most part, it even measures up pretty well in terms of the late game. But man, Spectre's getting farmed. The Electron and the Spectre's getting farmed, and Wally has been doing a very decent job on his Ember Spirit. And going into the late game, going up against an Ancient Apparition on top of the Tidehunter, on top of those two cores, it's gonna be a problem.
Quite difficult actually. Oh, top lane Electron actually getting a kill on the Undying. Solo kill.
Wow. Okay.
Looks like he's building the blade mill. He's not going for the AC. Straight up blade mill.
Yeah.
He wants to survive these fights.
He wants to survive these fights while dealing damage. We've got a Viper Strike going out onto Electron. He procs the TP, and that's him back home safely. Getting back out of Dodge. Yeah, man.
Like,
that's the big problem coming out of their lineup. The only avenue of stuns they really have is the Jakiro, and even then, it's a skill shot stun, so it's not as reliable as you'd hope for in most lineups.
It's not one of those stuns where you're like, oh wait, this stun guaranteed worked. And look at Mills actually, he started building the Aghanim setup, but wastage, he bought the stuff of Wizardry and the Ogre Club first. I don't like it. You should always get the point booster first.
Yeah, man. You need more sustainability on a hero like Razor, and the point booster is there for that explicit reason.
Yeah, extra mana, extra health. It's just It's better than any other single item for that cost in the entire
Yeah,
game. Like,
pretty much.
nothing better than points booster for that money. For the
Looks like-
500 gold, nothing better.
Looks
than
like they want to sneak in a Roche, but how fast is this Roche gonna go? Is the question before Tetris knows what's going on.
I think it'll go fast enough. But remember earlier we were talking about how Death is building into a BKB. He started that build a long time ago, at least 9 minutes ago, and only gets the BKB now, which means it doesn't have as much damage as you would like. Normally,
Yep.
you build this, you have at least 80 more damage. Here comes Wally. Does he know? Plasma field being propped off, and then now the long range Viper Strike hitting onto Wally. A couple of right clicks, he just tips himself out. So they're
Ooh,
gonna
but
get
they're
the
gonna
Roche.
get the
They're
Roche.
probably gonna
They're
give it over
definitely
to
gonna get the
Mosey.
Roche.
Yeah.
I don't think SSG are going to be happy with that, because the thing is, they're getting to a point where they can. I mean, you look at the kill score. The kill score is actually in their favor. They're actually at a point where they can take team fights, but there is still some considerable strength going on the Glaciem esports lineup. So going into high ground, the Aegis might just be what Glaciem needs to at least secure themselves a tier 3 or even a lane of racks, depending on how they take the engagement. But they still have to contend with Ravage, they still have to contend with Ice Blast, Haunt, and the Slider Fist, the constant Ice Slider Fist. Oh my god!
Look at that Slider Fist.
That Slider
Kill
Fist!
secure, almost died, almost
Oh my
immediately
goodness.
now. They actually took a
Oh,
damage. Slider
good
Fist
lord.
going out. They actually have to back off now.
They even have to pop
popped They popped the pipes, so it's not available for
Yeah.
the next fight.
They even have to pop the pipe. That is not what they're looking for right now. Slider
Now
Fist,
imagine
man.
if Wally had crits, which he's probably going to be building into.
He's
He
probably
might actually want to
building
finish
into
off his drums first.
Oh, Relic might actually lose his life there. Oh goodness! Whoa, Wally, take it easy, man.
He
Take
literally
it
repelled a 5-man
easy.
push by himself.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ember Spirit, man.
The world's on his shoulders, and he is certainly carrying the world, man. Wow.
He's
That-
like, meh.
Good
I'm gonna
grief.
start calling this guy Atlas, man.
Yeah, man. Atlas certainly shrugging off everything coming out from Glaciem Esports, man.
Putting in so much work, and we're probably going to see Ray Ray's. I think Ray Ray's really right now. He needs that Aghanim Scepter. He needs that long range niche, because the Aghanim Scepter Macropire is one of the few ultimates that you can use to initiate because of how short the cooldown is. And you can't actually fight into it. And now Ice Blast might actually catch on, kill secure. He's moving back. It just clips him a little bit, and they might actually see a blink ravage, blink from Specs, but he doesn't ravage just yet.
Yeah,
Tombstone.
he thought better of it because he wasn't in range to catch all three in that Ravage, so he thought it would be rather better to save it for in case when Glaciem Esports decide they want to push high ground.
When that happened, ooh, now Wally actually battles the DD rune. Can you imagine how many people would have killed in the previous push?
He certainly would have taken down Relic, because Relic felt incredibly low. Probably would have taken down Ray Ray as well.
Yeah. And Milsey still doesn't have his Aghanim Scepter. 400 gold away. He picked up the point booster right now, but they really need that Aghanim Scepter. Actually, more than anything, they need the refresher actually at this point to do more damage onto Wally, to melt down the Ember Spirit shield. And to ensure, okay, now Ice Blast flying out. So actually catch on
Ravage!
catching on full, and the Haunt as well. And there's a lot of damage coming their way. Then now BKB pop identity. And now Ember Spirit, he's seeing chase for him. Double kill for him. He popped out the GD as well. Deathy, he put in the mess up nose. BKB still active. He wants for it. He gets a kill on Man Pick, but I watch 3 heroes already dead. He's running bottom. Do they have enough way to catch him? No, they're just gonna let him go. But the defense is strong, and they committed the mess up nose.
They can't push
they got
anymore.
3 kills, and they killed Relic.
They can't push anymore. There's just too much coming out from SSG Tetris. I mean, for the mere fact that the initial push was warded off by Ember Spirit solo, they can't push.
By himself.
They can't push anymore. I mean, I think they might need to play into split pushing shenanigans. I mean, they have Deathy who's building into his Desolator, and then. Yeah, they can't push. I mean, right now Viper's being forced to get a BKB, and that's not what he wants to be getting, because Viper's not a late game carry. So if a Viper's going for BKB, that already means his damage potential has been nerfed, and going into the late game he might become a non-factor. Now, obviously we've got Razor. Razor doesn't have his axe just yet, so that's a big problem. Okay, looks like
Has
he
it now,
actually
though.
looks like he has it now. But I mean, he got it way too late for it to be a big factor in the team fights. At this point, we actually need him to get the refresher. So at this point, they still can't push. I don't think they can push. And in the meantime,
They're trying for it though.
they're gonna try for it, but they're gonna be warded off simply by the sleight of fist coming out from Wally. And he's got a dataless right now.
Dateless on top of that.
Whoa! Look at the
Ooh,
damage.
Ice Blast lands. How about that? Milsey might actually die from this. We have the Ember Spirit Chinese thing. Ice Blast, catch on to Milsey actually dead. Oh, but the tombstone. Wally actually in a lot of hurt. Deathy moves forward, actually managed to bring down Wally. And then now McIntyre drops the floor. Later taking a lot of damage. Deathy was sitting on the one last side. He gets brought down. Milsey pops off his Agnum Scepter. Does he have the eggs on him? Yes, he does have the eggs. Doing so much damage, so much armor to tell. Electro runs on top lane. Long range Viper Strike hits him. Fight back.
Men
and now 5-man
down in favor of SSG Tetris. As I said, man, they can't push. It just can't happen. There's too much in the way of what SSG has right now. And let's see if the graphs are telling an interesting story. Look at that dip coming out from the gold graph. It's inching towards zero. It's moving towards zero, and the XP graph is disgustingly at almost 12k in favor of SSG. There's not much they can do anymore right now. I mean, they need that refresher coming out on the Razor. They need damage coming out on the Weaver, which he didn't secure fast enough. And Viper's becoming a non-factor, a very big non-factor right now. So yeah,
Viper picks up BKB. I think the big thing in that fight is that Glaciem, they were banking. They were like, okay, we lost the previous fight badly, but without their ultimates, we don't think they can take them.
Oh, man,
but they didn't
damage.
anticipate that Wally and both Man Pick, both of them see money for buyback. They bought back, they came back. And after that, all the ultimates from Glaciem themselves, now they were like, okay, all our ultimates are down, now what do we do? And they just straight up lost the fight, lost 5. So it was a 5-3 in totality, but that's not something you can afford at this stage of the game against an Ember Spirit and a Spectre.
Against an Ember Spirit and a Spectre. And the thing is, right now, SSG Tetris actually, if an engagement goes long, there's no way Glaciem Esports is winning it. Because right now, Spectre is certainly getting survivable in terms of what he has. We just got the double. We have a double Ravage now because the refresher has been picked up from Specs, and we have a dataless Battle Fury coming out the way of Wally. Ooh.
Mid lane, Ray might actually die. Start up first, yep. Ray is dead. Wally gets the kill. And now, yeah, he just zips himself back. He's cool.
Wow.
In fact, Viper Strike, most of the damage being blocked off by his the Ember God, so Flame God. So he's fine. He's cool.
And now the game is completely in SSG Tetris's hands right now. They have full control over how this game goes out. I mean, yes, Defi can try and split push, but it's just not enough. And if they actually want to go high ground, they're in the inverse position where they actually can push high ground if they want to.
Yeah. There's Blink Ravage at the ready, there's the Ice Blast, there's Mass Up once again. Desolator was picked up now by Weaver though, but I think it might be a little bit too late.
It's definitely too late.
We might actually find Wally just after his thing finished. Gosh, gets propped up with push out the Lincoln Sphere. But the Desolator is just a 35-minute Desolator. This is one of those items you want to get at the maximum time.
Indeed.
The lowest time you want to get your Desolator is at 25 minutes. 36 is really not good enough.
It's not good enough, especially against the late game lineup, a late game powerhouse lineup that SSG Tetris have, man. Okay, here's another big thing. I don't know how they can defend a high ground push. I mean, they've got Serpent Wards. Ooh, Deathy. Yeah, they've got Serpent Wards. They've got Serpent Wards, and they have so much damage. How do they even stop this push?
The only way is that they need to find a pick off, and he just TP's out because they know there's no stuns.
No stuns, no more burst damage. That's enough to take him down. Viper Strike going the way of Electron, but he should be fine. And then the backlines, Wally actually takes down kill secured on the Undying.
This guy, man, sitting on 2600 gold again. Do you think he goes the classic Ember Spirit build and goes back for another Daedalus or another Battle Fury?
He's probably building one of those. He's probably building one. The thing is, they can't really. He deals out so much damage that even if he dies, he's already probably killed 3 or 4 heroes. Hex going out onto Deathy, Shackles going out. He's definitely going to lose his life. Oh, it looks like he procs the He actually uses his time lapse. BKB's out, and just in the nick of time. But him staying there is definitely risky.
What's really dangerous about what just happened is that they committed no ultimates for that.
No ultimates whatsoever, and they almost took him down. Searing chains going up, and Wally falling to the eye of the storm. There goes the Ravage, the double Ravage, catching 2, catching 3, Ralek falling, catching the brunt of the Ravage. And wow, okay, they took down Wally. They did take down Wally, but in the backlines, 2 in the Razor and the Weaver falling. So once again, like I said, man, they can take down Wally. He is not necessarily the most survivable, but even when they take him down, they will take down mass casualties in their lineup.
Yeah, I don't think the game is not possible for them anymore to kill Wally without expecting to lose at least 2 heroes. And what's the heroes that they lost are the heroes they cannot afford to lose. Milsey, if they lost Ralek, it wouldn't have been so bad, but losing Milsey and Deathy, those are the worst heroes at this stage to be losing.
Yeah, man, one of them is supposed to be your front lines and your core pusher, and the other is supposed to be your hard damage dealer. And if you keep losing them, they're never gonna get to the point where they are the pushing powerhouses that they have the potential to be.
Yeah, I mean, this game, like we were saying in the draft, this game has gone on a bit too long. But one of the things, there's still potential. Okay, Ice Blast's going to catch on 3, but there's still potential. If they can win one really good team fight, right?
Yeah.
On the back of, if they can, sorry, if they can stun Wally, just win the one full Ice Path, and then catch him in a static link, and they steal all his damage, then Milsey will be strong enough to actually wipe a team. But so far, they haven't been able to find that avenue of initiation. So
no, they haven't. The problem is, once again, looking at their avenues of initiation, they don't really have a get in your face initiator, as opposed to what Tetris has in the Tidehunter, and the pretty much every one of the core heroes can get in your face right now. You've got a Haunt, you've got Sleight of Fist, and you've got the Blink Ravage. So they don't have that kind of initiation, and that's proving detrimental for them.
it's going to be really problematic for them to deal with right now. And bottom tower denied. Tier 1 tower still alive at 40 minutes into the game.
Yeah, I think
remember earlier. Yeah,
I don't think SSG Tetris mind the fact that was denied, because they're just looking for territory right now.
Yeah. It's really interesting though that Deathy sitting on top of the network charts, but can't really do much.
Yeah, that is quite the predicament that he finds himself in, and that is the predicament that a Weaver usually finds himself. And I think the bigger problem for Deathy is that because, and I mean, to an extent, I understand going for BKB, but going for BKB on top of a Lincoln Sphere delayed his damage output by a significant amount. I mean, a BKB is not a cheap item by any stretch of the imagination. It looks like got Viper Strike going out onto Wally, but Ralek is going to lose his life, definitely. Oh, the damage coming out as well. Oh, will he get Ralek? No, it looks like Ralek will make it out alive. Wally being a little bit looks like Aspath catching Electron. Electron might be the next to fall. And the Ravage going out. Double Ravage. And that catches 3. Damage going out. And Deathy might lose his life as well. Deathy actually makes it out alive. But that's a 2 for 3 going the way of SSG Tetris. Can he get the kill on Deathy? He's got Blink up. He's got Blink. Oh, forcing Deathy to actually rethink his TP, but looks like Specs wants to go in deep. Ooh,
but the Lincoln Sphere is
the
back
gush,
again, so he can't even gush for this. He's gonna be fine. Deathy's cool. He's got time lapse as well, so he'll be fine.
A lot of time wasted. I think. Ooh, we've got Viper Strike going out into Specs. Specs might be in a world of trouble, but he actually has backup. I think that engagement overall, yes, it was a 2 for 3 going the way of SSG Tetris, but because they lost their 2 cores, whereas Glaciem lost 2 supports and a core, I think Glaciem Esports will be happy with that exchange, regardless of it being 3 for 2.
Especially because they managed to force out the double Ravage.
They forced out the double Ravage as well.
I think actually a bit of a misplay coming out.
Mistakes coming out. Ice pass.
He's dead,
Oh my goodness, so many mistakes coming out right now. They're being a little bit overzealous in terms of what they think they can achieve, and they're getting caught out. And Glaciem is punishing these overextensions for coming out from SSG Tetris.
Dire's top
I think the big mistake in that fight though was Specs is that that double ravage sure it caught pretty much everyone, but normally when you double ravage you want to chain your ravages. You don't want to just use them both in tandem. What he did is that he ravaged, refreshed, and ravaged immediately. He didn't wait for 1 second to anchor smash and then ravage again. Had he done that, I think it would have been enough damage to kill Deathy.
Yep.
And then if they had done that, Electron probably would have survived.
Dire's top tower.
This is a tier
Now they have to
3.
try push on tier 3.
This is probably a tier 3, but the damage coming out from Wally.
Jeez, that's a lot of damage.
Oh, Serpent Wards.
Ice Cross, they're gonna catch on 3. Horns as well. Nosy definitely gonna be a dead man. They throw out a dagger onto him. He's dead already. And then now they're moving on to Deathy. Is gonna be anything else? Nope. I think that's enough for them. They have.
They still can't
Okay,
push
really.
high ground though. Ooh, Deathy might just lose his life. Deathy's in a world of trouble. If they do find Death, the Serpent was taking the last hit on Deathy. That's tragic.
Even as he procced his BKB.
That is tragic. So his BKB
Down to
charges
5
are
seconds.
down. His BKB charges are at 5, and once again, he doesn't have enough damage. In terms of the way this game is going out, he doesn't have enough damage. And Wally actually instead of going for a double Daedalus or double Battle Fury build, he actually has
Goes for
Desolator. So the push is it's quite scary, and the armor debuff is going to be a problem for Glaciem's general lineup.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Yeah?
Did Ray just walk into there? Wow. Okay.
Even Bodoggy is like, wait, what?
That just happened. So Ray just walked into there. I don't know if he was trying to be bold and try and get the Aegis snatch, but that's a lone Jakiro trying to get an Aegis snatch. I think I've seen it all today, folks. I think I've seen it all.
Okay. If anyone watching this cast, please rewind a bit
Yes.
and let us know what happened, because I don't know, because this might actually translate to a lane, at least a tier 3 tower.
Man, this is a tier 3 tower going down, probably. And if
But they have Glyph in 1 second.
doesn't matter anymore, man. Serpent Ward's going out. There goes the totem as well. BKB being procced out by Relic. There goes so much damage coming out. There goes the Ravage. Ravage catches 3. Takes down the Razor. Takes down the Jakiro as well. Kill secured, falling down to the damage coming out from Wally. Wally dealing so much damage right now. And this is definitely Rax. And this could secure the end for Glaciem Esports right now. They put up a valiant fight, but this is certainly a hard road for them.
They have no buybacks right now. They're sitting at a not that big of a deal. If they lose Relic right now, I think they call GG.
Yeah,
Just call GG.
this
There's
game
no way
this
for them to
game
fight them right
is.
now.
I guess on the flip side, on the bright side for them, if they don't call GG, because the thing is, Tetris did go high ground, having not taken both the tier 2s going out bot and top. So I think that could be a nice way of having the end of the game being delayed. But the problem is a delayed game doesn't favor them at all. But look at Deathy on the top lane right now. He's definitely trying to push out. Very
Trying to play
bold.
this Nature's Weaver, man.
Wow.
Dire's bottom
Nature's
tower
Weaver.
I was actually going to make the point that they could actually still take another fight here just because they still have the Refresher available for them.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that Specs had to go back to try to defend, yeah, they can't take, like you're saying, they can't take tier 3 anymore.
Yeah, no, it's nearly impossible, man. We've got Static Link going on into Electron. Viper Strike as well committed. Few right hits. There goes the Macro Pyre. He haunts and gets himself out of the way. And Milsey might actually take a spill. But they did lose Ray in the backgrounds as well. Wow.
That's messed up though. That
is
you
quite
gank a
messed
dude
up.
and he gets a kill on you.
And
That's not
consider how much Glaciem Esports committed to that gank. They committed 4 heroes to
everything.
that. They committed 4 heroes. They lost the hero. They didn't kill that hero they tried to kill.
Yeah, And at the same time, now Wally is actually going to get the tier 2 tower top lane. Because there's no way they can stop him.
Try
Shiva's got
stopping
nothing
Wally
to
right
type on
now.
Specs.
Try stop. Look at the damage he's dealing.
Dire's
Oh my
top tower
god, that is disgusting. Oh my goodness, that is quite disgusting. And a bigger thing is he's sitting on 6.4k right now in terms of his gold, his general gold. He's sitting on 6.4. I don't even reckon he's going for.
Yeah.
No. You see now. You see.
Battle Fury.
You see now.
Battle Fury.
See now you're talking about other things. That's a game-losing item, man. In this game, that's actually if because the thing is, he's not necessarily invulnerable in terms of him being killed. So getting a rapier, if the rapier would go the way of Deathy, man, it won't be pretty. That's a game-losing item. So I advise against going for rapier.
Nah, man. Rapier, man. He's got ages. He's fine.
Double Battle Fury. So much damage, guys.
Double Fury with a Daedalus.
Guys.
Like, I don't think... At this point, he's doing so much damage. He's doing in excess of 400 damage just from right clicks.
A crit will probably take
Daedalus
down... A crit will probably take down Kill Secure and Ray Ray. Like,
yeah, a
one
single
shot.
crit. Just
yeah,
like
a single crit
both
will
of
take
them
them down.
dead.
That is
And
quite
now,
scary.
on 3k gold, actually. Once his age expands, we might actually see him even moving into another Daedalus.
Oh my
So-
gosh. This is absurd damage right now coming from these guys. And the bigger worry that we had, Spectre may not be dealing the best right click, but try killing Spectre, man. Try.
You can't kill him.
You can't kill
They
him.
commit mass opponents. There's no glyph this time. And the rest of Glacium's heroes are all mid. They actually want to try and push it. And this is a huge
This
mistake.
is a very huge
There's
mistake.
no way they can push faster than SSG Tetris can.
This is
right
a
now. They're
game
trying to
losing.
go for
This is
it,
a
but
game losing push. Game losing push coming out from Glaciem Esports. There's nothing they can do. Hex going out onto Deathy.
Kills catching on him. Kill secure comes back. Actually gets caught. Specs hitting a
Game
double
is
kill. Man,
done.
Epic is here.
Game is done.
GG.
They're trying to commit into a base race up against this lineup. They're gonna come off second best, and tier 4's almost even killed. We might actually see the courier falling down, but there's not much they can do. The Radiant is under.
Specs goes
it's-
boom, pops the Ravage. He refreshes,
Oh,
pops the Ravage again.
my
Actually,
goodness.
comes back. They get a kill already. Moldsy's gonna die next. He pops the mech. Just keep him alive, right? Can still live. But GG before they can get the final kills.
Yeah, man. Well played to SSG. Their lineup. I don't know. This game boils down to the fact that Glaciem Esports lineup, as aggressive as it was in the early game, as much of a lead that they got in the early game, they didn't keep on with the aggression. Their item choices were also a little bit questionable, especially coming out from Deathy on the Weaver. I mean, he went for essentially the tank build up. In terms of trying to make sure he survives, he got the BKB, he got the Lincoln Sphere, and that delayed his damage output. Razor just didn't get his Aghanims up online quick enough, and that when you delay a game up against a lineup that has a Spectre and an Ember Spirit, you're gonna come off second best.
There's just no way in all hell that if the game goes past 35 minutes, like we're saying earlier in the dot, you're gonna win against Spectre and Ember Spirit. Another major problem for they had is that in the late game, sure, Viper was crushing the lane. Spectre got nothing out of the lane, but as soon as they got past that, Viper just didn't really offer anything. Both BKB didn't really build any damage items, so he was tanky, but he was like, well, I can't really kill anybody.
Yeah, so me surviving
what do I do?
is a non-factor. I mean, it's a matter of, I think a big thing. Fine, one big thing is they didn't push their advantage as much as they should have. And the big thing for me is item choices, man. Item choices just made this game, because their item choices made sure that the game would be delayed, and that only favors SSG Tetris.
Yeah, Mills didn't even end on a BKB. He ended 0, didn't get a single kill that game.
Wow.
Like, if your Razor's not getting kills and doesn't even have his survivability at the end of the game, you just can't win against a farmed Ember Spirit who has 2 Battle Furies, a Daedalus, and a Desolator. It's just not possible.
Yeah, man. MVP Wally. Wally put
MVP,
the world.
definitely MVP.
He put the world on his shoulders, and he carried it like Atlas, man, shrugging it off, just like, what can you do?
Definite MVP of this game, followed by Specs, but SSG just outplayed them, I think.
Yeah, man. They just played the better game. They followed through better in terms of the advantages they got, and just like that, SSG Tetris taking the points. Glaciem Esports will unfortunately have to deal with the loss.
Nevertheless, very well played to both teams. They still have at the very least 2 more games. Glaciem Esports has 2 more games after this at the very least, and SSG Tetris has 4 games left.
4 games left.
Hopefully, we'll see both teams still in the GGC and the first division in the next season.
Yeah.
But in any event, that's joining us for tonight, guys. I'm Snare from EA Gaming, and joined by Snake D. Follow us on Twitter at EA Gaming. Follow us on the Facebooks at EA Gaming as well. And we have a YouTube channel now as well at EA Gaming. The VODs for the game we've got tonight will be uploaded soon, I hope.
Yep.
And thanks for joining us, guys.
Peace, guys.
as well.